Order, order. Order in the house. Madam, please quiet down. Please have your seat. Order, order. Anyone who would like to sit, please have a seat now. With no seats, well, we're sorry. This is all we can accommodate. Order, order. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sabih, and I'm a researcher at Asia Art Archive. Just in case there's some confusion, I am not one of the Gorilla Girls. I might be all right being a Gorilla Guy, but I don't know if they would accept that. Welcome to the booth of the Asia Art Archive. We're delighted to welcome you. This is one of our first interventions, which brings together a whole bunch of projects that we've been doing around what we call Women Make Art History. I work with the Asia Art Archive, and we're, well, by now 18 years old. And in our 18th year, we have been continuously looking back at what kind of archives we're developing, what kind of conversations we're part of, and we keep reflecting back on what more we can add, what new windows into art history and the art field we can open out. And some of those include all the contributions that women have made in art history, but also something that is very exciting, which is performance art. Now, if all of you know something or the other about performance art, you would know that it's very hard to archive performance art. And it's very hard because, number one, it's an ephemeral format. But number two, a lot of performance artists do not like to be archived. They do not want their artworks to be gone into the archive. They want it to be experienced live. They want it to be experienced in situ, embodied in space and time. But also, what's interesting from our perspective at the archive is the fact that if you think about all of the performance artworks that have inspired you, you have not experienced most of them live. You have mostly experienced them through books, through videos, through photographs, and through, I don't know, word of mouth, through Facebook nowadays. So you have all sorts of mediations around a performance art work which otherwise always wants to be experienced live. And so at the archive, we think this is a great opportunity to not necessarily fit a performance artwork in the same template that we archive all the other arts, but can we think of reinventing the format? Can we think of reinventing a template for archiving performance art? And with that, we started this program called Memory Acts. So welcome all of you to the first session of Memory Acts in Hong Kong. A big round of applause just because we've said this. Now, we've been doing Memory Acts for a little while now, and the idea is that we invite performance artists, so artists who invested in performance, to come and revisit a performance artwork by someone else. One performance artwork. The rule is set. You have to come and recall another performance artwork, right? Not your own, because we don't want it to go autobiographical, that what inspired you, what led you to make it. It's really about how you recall. So today, we're delighted to have Anthony Leung Po Shan to be with us, who's going to be recalling another work. But before I welcome all of you, again to this performance, I want to quickly thank some of the people who make our initiatives possible. And in the booth today, you're seeing a number of initiatives: the Gorilla Girls, the Women's Movement, Salima Hashmi Archive, and a number of others which we hope you will spend some time with. And it's been made possible because of a number of people. Of course you, but also some of the sponsors, such as Shane Ackroyd, Onui and Ron Lee, Wendy Lee and Stephen Lee, Virginia and Wellington Yee, Lavina and William Lim, and Dee Poon. We also are very, very grateful to our partners, the Department of Fine Arts, the University of Hong Kong, M+, West Kowloon Culture District, the Sun Museum, Simon Soon Foundation, PMQ, Going Merry Design Company, and our media partners, AM Post, Art Map, Art Republic, and Ocula. So with that, and with no further ado, we're going to begin Memory Acts with Leung Po Shan.
《星島日報》1996年9月17日。 中環黑見歪鼻血紅女王銅像，藝術家涉刑毀被捕，怪異舉止惹圍觀。記者紀玲、鄭祖聰報導：是藝術家還是有精神病呢？在本港藝術界薄有名氣的青年藝術家潘星磊，昨日在銅鑼灣維多利亞公園以刑事毀壞方式替屹立在該處已近40年的維多利亞銅像重新裝飾。女王被指被大錘打壞，全身遭紅漆淋潑，當場被捕，事後更被送院檢查。27歲的潘星磊昨日剃光了頭，並將自己全身淋以紅漆。他破壞了女王像之後，並騎在銅像頭上仰望晴空，靜止不動。途人經過驟眼看去，還以為是另一座新建的銅像，直至他突然躍下，方才揭發真相。曾經在香港藝術館展出過雕塑作品的潘星磊，是北京清華大學藝術系畢業生。3年前才與家人來港定居，家住北角，一直沒有正式工作，醉心藝術創作。他向警方表示，今次並非蓄意破壞銅像，只是要將它重新創造成另一個藝術品。而他在事後曾在現場派發一張叫紅色通告的傳單，內容指稱他厭倦香港珠寶設計式的裝飾雕塑，因此決定讓市民換個口味。文匯報1996年9月17號。英女王铜像被破弃局面，艺术家维园创作杰作。本部信坐落在铜锣湾维多利亚公园正门的维多利亚铜像，昨中午遭人恶意破坏。一名自称艺术工作者男子徐同工具爬上铜像，用空气釉淋上铜像，以及用铁锥将铜像面部打击扭曲。此后更将空气釉淋满自己身体，坐在铜像上欣赏自己杰作。途人报警，警方到场后将该名工人拘捕，送院检查。警方将案列刑事毁坏案处理。被捕男子潘星磊，24岁，在警方到场前，已由公园职员劝喻下，自动爬下铜像，坐在一角。期间，他又向途经市民和记者派发一封有注明的红色通告，内容称这次行为全是为艺术而做。由于他满身淋满空气釉，警方带走他时要小心翼翼，避免受到他污染。潘某向警方表示，自己是美术系毕业，3年前才到香港，在北角区住居，并没有固定职业，大部分期间是从事艺术有关的活动。而他表示，这次行动别无他意，只是会追求艺术而已。 South China Morning Post, September, 17 September 1996. Red mayonnaise put Her Majesty's nose out of joint. Clifford Lowe, a self-proclaimed mainland artist, was caught red-handed yesterday when he decided to give Queen Victoria a new look. Pan Xing Lei, 27, scaled a 4-meter statue of the lady at the entrance to Victoria Park and pointed 2 cans of red paint over her. But this was only after he had struck a blow for self-expression by hitting the statue on the nose with a 5-kilogram hammer. It was quickly obvious that Poon did not intend to gloss over his work. Newly arrived from China, he said he was giving Hong Kong people a new view of local art because he was sick and tired of what he had seen in the territory. Red is dedicated to my professional color. It originates from my hot and restless blood, he said. Whether art or blatant vandalism, it was inevitable Poon's statement would lead to brush with the law. The whole statue was covered in red paint, and its face was nailed by a hammer, a police spokesman said. The man told us he was an artist and wanted to paint the statue, but we understand he is mentally challenged and has been sent to hospital for medical examination. Poon, who also poured paint over himself and was found sitting on the ground admiring his work when the police arrived, has not been charged. The Architectural Service Department has erected scaffold.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Memory Acts Auction 2018. You are now witness to perhaps what might be the most important sale in Art Basel, Hong Kong 2018. We are going to be auctioning today one lot and one lot only, which includes 3 artworks by Leung Po Shan, performed in 2018 and hitting the market for the first time ever. So, this is an actual bid, by the way. Just to lay out some of the rules, the bidding will have to be done in cash. So if you have cash, please keep your cash ready. If you do not, call your friends immediately and have them deliver cash to you. You have an artwork, I'm sorry, that's not for bidding. This is the only artwork up for auction by a man. This is an artwork by a woman. You're in a booth where women make art history. You will be making a history if you will be buying this work. There are 3 artworks on sale today by Leung Po Shan, titled Q, a Remembrance, Relics from a Performance. These 3 artworks were produced in 2018. In fact, for some of you, if you have been here since the beginning, witnessed it live. They're fabric, plastic, woven mixed materials. Mixed media, you're going to be up for some really new cutting-edge artworks. There's also a plastic clip. Very precious, very dainty, very delicate, tiny. You're going to be also getting clothing, which you can either hang or wear. And you're going to be getting shoes, which you can either decorate or wear. The bid, like I said, is going to be done in cash. You will be expected to raise your hands. Look at the screen, look at me, and then raise your hands. With each time you raise your hands, you will be making a bid for $10 increment. The starting bid today is 105 Hong Kong dollars and 40 cents. The auction is timed. You are the only ones bidding, by the way. Unlike most auctions in today's time, which have telephone bidding and internet bidding, we have refused all of that. You are the only ones who are privileged to bid for this artwork. We're going to be timing this auction, so that makes it very unique. It is a 3-minute auction. In these 3 minutes, whoever gets the highest bidding, whoever makes the highest bidding, will be the lucky owner and possessor of this artwork. The time starts, like I said, do not forget, you have to raise your hands. Please maintain decorum. There should be no violence. And we shall start now. 105, 115, 115, 115, 125, 135, 145, 155, 155, 65, 75. Women make art history. Women are bidding here. 165, 175, 185, 185, 195, 200, I'm forgetting my math. 195 and then 205. 215, 215, 225. This is an actual artwork, ladies and gentlemen. 235. 235, it can keep going up. 245, 255, 255, 265. 265, 275. We have 275. No, I'm sorry, no bargaining here. Only money, only cash. 285. We're up to 285, 295. 295, 305. We are up to 305, but it's not over yet. We still have the remaining half of the auction left. We have 315. We're up to 315 now. 315 going, 325. 325, 1. 325, please someone. 335. 335. Is that all the money we have at Art Basel? 355, 365. 365 for Leung Po Shan, the only, one and only Leung Po Shan, 395. Leung Po Shan, would you like to bid your own artwork? No. 300 and, where were we? 375. 375, we're doing good, we can do better. 375, please, 395. 395, we're doing good, we're doing good. Does anyone want to raise the bid? The stakes are high, as you can see. People are sweating. I am about to break into sweat. 395. 395 going for what? 410. 405. Woo! Way to go. 415 for 415 and a book. Does not count. You can give it if you want. You can give it to the archive. We'll take it happily. 405. We're up to 405, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we not take it? Excellent. 415. 415. Anyone going up? Sally Lee, the finance director of AAA. Would you not like to put in some money? 415. 415, 1. We have the last 20 seconds. 415, 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is your last chance to win a bid on Leung Po Shan's work. 415, 1. 425. 425, 1. And we have 6 seconds left. Last bid. Someone may take the cake. There's a lot of drama here, and time is up. The amount goes to our friend here. There will be a tray coming to you to collect the cash. The beeper continues to beep. Can someone switch this off, please? We hope you have the cash, and you didn't make that up, because this is a real auction, at least for now.
Great that I can breathe now.
And may I please invite you, madam, up here to have a photograph with the artist and with the artwork. It has touched the artist's body. It is indeed a relic from a performance. Because Memory Acts is part of Asia Art Archive, we will archive this moment. And we have with us, congratulations, may I know your name, please?
You can call me Queenie.
Queenie, would you like to say anything?
You look familiar.
How do you feel?
I feel so excited.
You already know
Yeah.
about
I know her, but I'm not sure whether she can recognize me.
And are you an art collector?
Not really. I'm an art student.
Art student. Wow. We have a student who has won the auction. Shame on all the art collectors. Congratulations again.
And I want to make a little advertisement of your new book because I'm writing a book review on your book.
Whoa. Conflict of interest indeed. I hope you're not the publisher of the book.
The book is published by Dirty Press, a Hong Kong independent publisher, and you can easily find it in, bookstore, Sengban Eastlight. What else? Hong Kong Reader. All the the largest bookstore in town. And the cover is in shocking pink. You can immediately recognize it. Okay.
This was not paid for, this plug. We did not get anything for this plug that you just made for a book. But congratulations, Leung Po Shan. And congratulations to you. Let's have a picture. A big round of applause, ladies and
And
gentlemen.
I declare I don't know this lady before.
Okay,
I declare this.
excellent. So there's no one planted here, it's all real. A big round of applause again for the winner of the auction, Queensy. Since we work at a digital archive, this photograph is going to go live on social media. So you all missed the chance, someone just got it. Not just the artwork, but also an image in the archive. Now, we move to the third round, or the third phase of Memory Act's session with Leung Po Shan, in which we're going to have a conversation, just to sort of give you an idea of what exactly... By the way, we have 500 Hong Kong dollars, not bad. Is that how much you bid for? So do we get the change? Now, as I'd mentioned earlier, what we have going on here is basically an attempt to sort of try out a different template for the archive. And it's something premised on the fact that a lot of us have been seeing performance art and have been inspired by performance art we have not seen ourselves. We've seen it through all sorts of media. We've seen it by word of mouth, through books, through photographs. So we at AAA thought this might be an amazing opportunity to sort of have a performance artist recount another work of performance art. And we gave the options of either reenacting the performance or just describing it, or, oh, sorry. Do I have to repeat everything I said? No? Okay, good. Thank you, yes. So we gave the artist an option to either reenact a performance work, or describe it, or show lots of pictures, or do anything, basically, in how you recall a performance artwork. And so Leung Po Shan chose a work by Pan Xing Lei, an artist from
Pan Xing Lei.
Pan Xing Lei, who an artist from mainland China who was based in Hong Kong, and in 1996 did a performance artwork completely guerrilla style, not this guerrilla style. Went up to the Queen Victoria statue in Hong Kong and climbed up and poured red paint onto the statue, onto this bronze statue. Along with that, the artist punched the nose of Queen Victoria with a 5 kg hammer. And after that, poured red paint over himself and sat down. There was a massive crowd around this performance. There was also the fact that this was 1996, a year before the handover. So there was a statement being made, a historical and political statement. Leung Po Shan, on the other hand, was a reporter passing by on a bus. She saw this performance from a distance. And instead of performing her duty as a journalist and reporter to get down and quickly see what's going on, she decided to stay on the bus and go to office. So she arrives to her office and then hears by word of mouth that there's a performance artwork that just happened. You should know. And she's like, really? And so then she starts encountering this performance artwork through newspapers the next day. And so we found it very interesting that Leung Po Shan now revisits a performance that she missed live back in 1996 because she only encountered it through newspapers. And now she revisits that performance all over again through those newspapers. So perhaps you could take us through exactly what that scenario was when you were passing by on the bus. What did you see?
OK，我講英文之前咧要夾翻個夾嘅，大家等下。Hi, Sabih. OK， I always have this in my artist bio. That is, I would say I graduate before the handover as a fine art student, but I end up starting my career as a reporter. So I will always have this statement in my biography, and what happened on the day that Pan Xing Lei hit on the Queen Victoria was that because I was working as a journalist for the Hong Kong Economic Journal, 信報, okay. Then they have a very important cultural page. And I was responsible for the visual arts and museum policy. And the office of the journal is located in North Pond. That's where, if you can understand the Chinese clippings that describe where Pons live. Actually, his home is just a few blocks from us. But that day was a normal day, a sunny day, and I love to travel on bus from Hong Kong to North Pond, and the bus route every day is my everyday life. So the bus always passed through the Victoria Park, passed by the Victoria Park. And I was wondering, what happened there? Why they have suddenly they have a scaffolding in front of the statues? But my curiosity was not strong enough to push me off the bus, so I just go on to work. And remember, that was the days before internet, before digital platforms, before like us today having the breaking news on the digital media. So I didn't know that happened until I finished my page, while the main news colleagues asked me what happened. Then I suddenly realized I just passed by an historical moment that I was without really witness it. I was there, but I didn't see it. So that's the day of Pons did his action.
Just to add, by the way, the one who was documenting the performance was Poon's own wife, who was around the whole time, taking pictures and taking videos.
Yeah. So it's women making art history.
Women making art history. That's right. Absolutely
the funny thing is because by that time, why I have to emphasize in my biography that I study fine arts but end up as art reporter by that time, is because I have multiple roles when I was working as a cultural journalist. Because whenever I go in to report some art events, people there just treat me as an insider, just their friends. So I know Pons already for quite a long time. So I was actually though I was not able to report what he did the day after his actions, but I was the very first reporter that he was willing to get in touch with. Because if you remember the clippings, it was really interesting that when someone did something in the public arena and claimed himself as an artist, but then he was sent to the hospital for a mental illness examination. So he was for some time that he refused to do any interviews because the court may charge him and what he said will affect the judgment. So I was the only reporter that he trusts, and I literally went to his very, very humble home. Actually, it was just a rooftop kind of illegal structures in North Pond. And another thing that is also very remarkable is because by those days, all main news reporters don't know what terms they have to use to describe this kind of art. So in the news clippings, they will say action, they will say radical, avant-garde, something like that. So, but for our page, we somehow set the agenda, and we use the term 行为艺术. Then suddenly, all other newspapers pick up the terms. And the terms become a very mainstream thing to describe art that you don't understand. If you encounter any artwork or actions that you don't understand, then people will just call them, 佢哋做緊行為藝術啫, okay? Or even till nowadays, if you still remember what happened in the electrical, the pro-Beijing camps will describe the pan-democratic council members when they are doing the 拉布係咪叫 bully buster? When they are doing the bully buster, then they will say they are doing 行為藝術. So you can, so it was really, I'm still quite proud of it, that is to try to mediate and use my knowledge to extend the knowledge of the art world. Yeah.
Just in case you all haven't noticed yet, every time Leung Po Shan is speaking in English, she's got her nose practically punched, like Queen Victoria, whose statue was punched in the nose with a 5 kg hammer. I wanted to ask you about this Memory Act performance that you put together, because you use certain motifs, the color red, a red background, something on the nose, a dress.
Yeah.
You may not want to speak about everything literally, but I do know that you did have some responses to a very sort of masculine, heroic act of doing what Pun did.
And this erected hammer.
This erected hammer is a homage to Pun's action. So maybe you could take us through a little bit about what you chose to do today.
I don't like to give footnotes, but I can explain the framework of our collaborations, right? Briefly, the framework of what we did. So the very first part was I tried to bring all of us together to encounter the archive that was mostly the newspaper, right? And as what you just said at the very beginning, performance artists, they claim that they don't, a lot of time the performance artists, why they have to do performance is because they want the piece to be at the moment and being encountered by viewers, passerby audience at the moment, and unmediated, right? So they also have an intention that is to dematerialize art, so that there won't be objects that will become future commodities. But what I find is a lot of time in reality, these artists, especially the relics of the performance, will become a commodity or being fetishized as images, as documentations, even can fetch a very good price in auctions. And also to respond to the context here in the Art Basel, so we try to bring in auction that try to explain or demonstrate the how artwork could be commodified. So that is briefly the framework.
Well, so the Queen Victoria statue could not be up for auction tonight, and so we have Leung Po Shan's performance of the performance that is with our lucky Quincy tonight. I'm going to, just because I'm sure you have a lot more to see, if there are any questions towards us that you might want to ask, please raise your hands. No more bidding, only questions. We take them now. I do have one more question, but I don't want to come in because I'm sure maybe
We can
you
go
all-
endless, I know.
Yes, you can go endless. I was thinking about the politics of language. The fact that there were 3 newspapers, one in Cantonese, one in Mandarin, and one in English. And maybe you could, I mean, I don't understand the other 2 languages except English, and maybe you could tell us a little bit about whether there were different tonalities to the reds in all of them?
There are several layers, actually. I remember when I interviewed Pons, I think it's a very Hong Kong situation. Because as you can hear it just now, my 普通话 is really 普通. So when I was talking with Pon, so he will speak in Mandarin, and I will speak in Cantonese. And he will speak in 普通话 Mandarin in a very strong Northeast accent. Because he, although he studied in Beijing, but he was originally come from Shenyang. Okay. So the language, I find languages is always very fascinating, especially in the contemporary art world. So in our dialogue, it somehow differentiates our distance and our very different cultural identity. He was from mainland China, and I born here and I brought up here. So we have very different kind of language, memories, and identities. And I also try to bring in my other experience in the contemporary art world. I remember one time, it was also about a performing artist. He also come from mainland China. So I tried to introduce him in opening receptions to other guests. But I find he has great difficulties because in nowadays Hong Kong, we presume in the contemporary art world, everyone speaks English. But he doesn't, though he can command Japanese very well. So he was silenced in the whole scene. And even till nowadays, I find very little coverage or attention to this very good artist. So I try to show the language of the politics of languages in Hong Kong. Plus, why I wanted to choose Pon as the performance that I want to reenact is because I was reported back in 1996. By those days, it's a remarks for other researchers. So if you ever come over a new clippings with my name in my real name,
梁寶山用黃拆嗰個山嘅 ，OK。
that means I was writing as a reporter.
梁寶山即係一座山嗰山咧。
That means I'm writing as an art critic. So as a reporter, I was supposed to be very neutral. So though I have a lot of questions about his artwork, the very masculine, I think his action just close up the meanings of the performance instead of open up the meanings. So that's why I want to bring in the language issues in this very short performance. Yeah.
I think a valuable input for us at AA because often, I mean, a lot of the clippings that you saw today in Leung Po Shan's performance was drawn from the Asia Art Archive collection. In fact, there's another slide somewhere here, no? That's what one of the coverages of this work was back in the day. You can see more of this performance, the Pun performance, at AA. You can revisit our website if you have missed some part of Leung Po Shan's performance. Would you like to add anything, or are there any other questions?
I actually wonder how many of you have the memory back in the 1996. Can you raise your hand? Sorry, it will disclose your age, I know. Okay, so I have my same generation. So not many of you know about this.
Do any of you know about this? Did any of you see it? Were you in the crowd back
Or
then?
did you read the newspaper or what I wrote? Wow, wow.
There is someone. Wow, wonderful.
Okay, so it was really remarkable because it's the very first time that we have an artist on the first page, A1, page A1 on the newspaper. Yeah.
Well,
Questions?
if no further questions, then let me just do a couple closing notes. Number one, the auction was fake. The money goes back to Quincy. We're a not-for-profit organization. I'm afraid we can't accept money. If you do want something directly with Leung Po Shan, that's outside. That's outside. AAA is not responsible. And last but not the least, to thank the team behind putting all of this together: Susanna, Holly, Hazel, Mark, Paul, and Sue, the AAA librarian and archivist who brought out some of these clippings for this performance. Thank you guys, you know you are. And thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm sorry? Facebook. What about it? Oh, it's up on Facebook, by the way, so you can witness it go live on Facebook. Is it up and running? We're on Instagram. We've already got 3 likes.
So fast. Wow.
Woohoo! Round of
So
applause.
we have the archive.
It's on Instagram.
Yeah. So thanks for coming.
Thank you all. Thank you very
all.
much. Have a nice time at Art Basel and come visit the booth. We have lots more stories to share.